Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air.
Okay.
Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air.
All right.
Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air.
Okay.
Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. Raise your fist in the air. We're too emotional. Today is the beginning of the end and the start of a new beginning. Time has come to redefine yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will feel free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you're the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Check. Check 1, 2. Hey. What's up, folks? What's up? What's that? Oh, I am very loud in my ear. Hold on. Hold on a momento. What's happening, folks? I see a lot of people in here. Let's see. Who do we got? We got Hyde Hollow, Hawaii. Welcome in. We got Richard from ShieldsUp.live. Welcome on in. Adams Exploits. Keith Buckler. Jay Memories. Jackie Valentino. Construction Coders. What's up? What's up, Scott? Robin Kelly. Welcome, welcome. Gary Wallace. Did I say that right? Wallace? Bobby World. Somebody named Botrix and Dot. I don't know who those are. Well, I know who they are. What's up, Joseph? Wrestling Andy, what's up? Michelle B over there on Kick. We're streaming everywhere, streaming a lot of places today. Thank you. I'm waiting for David to, I think David's going to be here somewhere. Let me look to see. I'm kind of, maybe he may be here. I don't know. If he's not, we may just keep going without him, you know? How's everybody's week going? We made it through Monday. We slayed that Monday. What's up, Mike Rowe? Did I say that right? Sometimes it's Rowe, sometimes yeah, it's Rowe. It's not Row. It's Rowe, right? Unicorn Indy, what's up, Lori? What's happening? Ernesto, my favorite tech. Rainy Days. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you, folks. If you are not subscribed or don't follow me, feel free to on whatever platform you're on. I will. I hopefully some of my alerts are working, some are not. You know, I have not really been up to keeping up my stream as well as I should. But I'm going to be working on that. I'm a working graphic designer, right? I stream a lot, but a lot of times I'm doing a lot of stuff for David, so I'd never have time to work on anything. And welcome. Kind of this first episode of the Creator's Den, and we're going to be talking about branding, and it's pretty much going to be kind of, yes, I squirrel a lot. I do squirrel. Yeah, I don't think that's working. I don't have the squirrel command working. Usually on my streams, I have a few commands here and there that the folks can use on both Twitch and I know it's disappointing on Twitch and Kick, and as a way to engage with the audience. These are not necessary for content creation, especially if you're just doing YouTube. The Sage, hello from the Midwest. Thank you. Yeah, there we go. See, they're trying to squirrel me. Uncle Bobby Jr., hello. Welcome in. Like I said, this is going to be kind of the first episode where we're kind of have a discussion. I'll kind of go over what branding is, you know, how you should start out in branding, with the things you should be looking at, thinking about, what you need to do to build your branding or your brand for your content. Just listen to that drop. As you know, I am kind of, I'm kind of out there. I'm kind of brash as and everything with my intro video and everything. You guys didn't mind the cats, did you? Were the cats offensive? I mean, I love my cat dancers. What's going on, Alex? R.A. John Simon, thank you. Hope you guys are doing well. Got to see a lot of old faces in here, and of course, a lot of faces from over on David's channel. So let me just thank you guys for all coming in. Still kind of got out of the corner of my eye. I'm looking to see if David's going to make it. Or not. Question: how can I start to brand by you doing it all for me and doing nothing? That's one question a lot of people ask. Hey, Grim, can you do some branding for me? I would love to say yes to these questions, but I am pretty busy with Redacted and stuff. I am blessed. I am fortunate enough to be really busy that I can't take on other work, or else I would have no life. I'm getting a text. Never mind. Never mind. All right. I don't know if David's going to make it here or not. We can keep going. We can keep talking for another 5 minutes. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I call myself the super awesome pixel pushing samurai because I was born in Japan I'm a military brat as well as a military veteran. I did 4 years. David sneaked me in here. Oh, well, there you go. He loves sneaking stuff in. I'm a military veteran. I was in the Air Force for 4 years. This is way back in the day, back in, during Desert Storm, stationed in the Philippines, and Whiteman Air Force Base. When I got out, I planned on being in law enforcement. Anthony, what's up? David is looking a bit different today. Right. I know. I had planned on being in law enforcement when I got out. I had went to work for a local university where I'm at and discovered this thing called the internet before Al Gore invented it, by getting to know all the computer science students when I would lock up the labs. And there was this thing called the World Wide Web. I don't know if you've heard of it. Back then it was like gray backgrounds, black text, and a square picture here and there. And I discovered that it was real simple to do web pages back then. So I talked to the chief. Yeah, is that like the interwebs? It's the dark web. It's the dark web. So I talked to the director of security. I said, hey, we should put all our security handbook stuff on the web. Mosaic is great for the World Wide Web. Yes, if you don't want to see it. All right. Let's see if this works. Hold on. Nobody can hear ya. Testing. Go for it.
Testing 1 2.
Nothing. Okay, you're still not. David was indisposed, so we didn't have a chance to grab him on in here. Let me.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Pizza?
I see you going up and down. Can you guys hear him?
They can probably hear me if I'm going up and down.
They can hear you, but I can't. Let me make sure it's going to my headphones. Talk.
There
we go. Oh my God. I thought it was a mute for a second there. We all know that's not true. What's going on, David?
I thought you'd already be well into it, well into the training.
We were starting. I mean, I was just telling about myself, giving him the lowdown of, how I became the super awesome pixel pushing samurai. Yeah. Is David a bit low? Let me see. I got it turned up as much.
Am I a bit low? I can turn it up a little bit.
You turn up a little bit. See if you can.
All right, I turned it up. Is that better? Hopefully.
It looks good. You look green to me. I mean, you look nice and levelly.
My nose is running.
Well, I'd make a go catch it joke, but that's, we're all 50 here. We know what dad jokes are.
Yeah, we do.
Is there anybody? I don't want to ask. I mean, I want to say, yeah, even if you're not 50, you're now officially part of the 50 plus club.
Your camera's not focused. There you go. All right, let's get into it. Come on, let's go. Let's train.
David's got things to do. I'm
gonna open up that document you sent.
Yeah. Your camera. Yeah, I'm just leaving your camera how it is. Not even gonna worry about it because that's the way we're gonna roll tonight. All right, now let's. I know what I'm gonna do. Let's go for some chiller music, maybe. There we go. Music okay, folks? Are you guys good? Is it good for you guys? All right. So we're going to go on this kind of journey together, learning how to create content. And again, look, I'm on the same journey a lot of you guys are on. So, there are still things that I'm learning. I just know that I've been in the graphic design business for over 20 plus years. The last 9, I worked at a TV station doing motion graphics and video editing and stuff like that. And for the last 3 years now, David?
But yeah, pretty much.
About 3 years. I've been working. David doesn't like me to say I've been working for David. But David, you disappeared.
Yep, I'm working on it. Keep talking.
All right. I've been working with David. It's been a kind of a collaborative effort on various projects ever since he taught me how to use lights with glasses, and he didn't know it. But and over those 3 years, I've went through branding changes. David's went through branding changes, and it's just one of those things that content creators often don't know what to do, or what they're supposed to do. What is branding? They don't know how to brand themselves or their content, and that's kind of what we want to help out here at a beginning level. And I don't want to say beginning like nothing, because there's a lot of people in here who may know more, who may know more than others, who may know more than me. I don't know. We'll find that out. But we're going to help start from scratch. And so branding, whether you're a blogger or social media person, you got to understand, how impactful it is on your content. And we're going to walk through the basics of branding. So what is branding? Go ahead.
What it ends up being too, why it's so important is like after a while, as you work to establish your brand, when people see anything you put out, they start to recognize it, right? And so it becomes something that you want recognizable. And if you're like me and you change every so often, fortunately for me, the branding that always stay the same is the glasses and the beard, right? So at least I had that. No matter what brand we went with, people recognize that, so that is part of my brand. Right. So even things like that, if you wear glasses, if you have a beard, if your logo has that, so there's a lot of things that go into branding and recognizability and getting people to just recognize what you're putting out there as yours. And that's why it's important to find something and kind of stick with it for a while, right, and right, establish it.
And that's what branding is, right? What is branding? Branding is it's not just your logo, but it's it's your slogan, your catchphrase. It's your identity as a content creator. It is all those elements that represent you visually, as far as like a logo or colors, or plus in your messaging, in your descriptions, in your titles, all that kind of stuff. That's part of your brand, and it's what's going to set you apart from those other from other creators.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people, they don't take the time to focus on that, or they don't do, and to be fair, it's not really their fault, because it is kind of, if you're not a designer or all this other stuff, it can be hard to do that. So but some people just don't take the time to even try, and so it's kind of an advantage for those people that do and are willing to go to Fiverr and spend $20-$30 and get a logo. I mean, you can get a decent logo. You can get a decent logo on Canva for free if you just go in there and use their templates and change the text.
Which again, that's kind of part of the process that we're going to go through here. You don't have to be a graphic designer. You don't have to hire a graphic designer. You can if you want to. Maybe there's some style out that you like that you just can't seem to achieve yourself. And we're not expecting you to become graphic designers here.
I got to feed this animal really quick. She's
okay. Go feed the animal.
Keep talking.
We're not expecting you to be graphic designers or really to have went to school for marketing and stuff like that. As content creators, that's one of the things, especially as small content creators, that's kind of one of the hats we wear for ourselves, right? Marketing, we're our own secretaries, we clean our own toilets, stuff like that, especially if you're doing this as a way to make money yourself as a freelancer. And I'll get to I'll take a break here in a second and read comments and stuff. So if you have any questions, just kind of hold on to them. But yeah, your branding is basically, that visual representation that is shown in your graphics and in the copy you use for
it's a reflection of yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, reflection of yourself.
It's back from Doc. So what do you got to do? How do you define your brand identity, right? You got to, before you start creating content, you want to brand yourself. But I do want to point out, don't get too much in the weeds, right? On trying to be perfect with doing it. It's going to evolve over time. Don't, if you are ready, if you're waiting till your branding is perfect before you start, creating content, then you're kind of losing out. You're going to miss out on a lot of, a lot of the process of content creation. I think we have,
a lot of people do that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They get in the weeds, and I was guilty of that too. Like when I was first getting started, I was working from home. And I was like, okay, I got to have this desk. I got to have this certain pen. I got to have all this stuff. And I just but it was an excuse to kind of procrastinate into actually doing what I wanted to do, because I really didn't have, I didn't really know how to do what I wanted to do. So it's like, you want to just make this something that's like, especially when you're just getting started, don't get overwhelmed by it. Just get it done.
Right.
Don't think too hard on it, because it's going to change. It's just like the whole 100 crappy videos. When you make your first video, don't try to make it like you have already made 100 videos and it's a Peter McKinnon or a polished movie. You want to just get something out there. So it's like with your branding, get something out there, get it so that there's at least some kind of, establish something so that people have something they can at least look at. And then as you start to go, you'll be like, oh, I like these colors, I like these fonts, and it'll start to progress into what it can ultimately be. But if you get stuck on it from the beginning, like feel like it has to be perfect before you put anything out, don't do that.
Right. So you want to define your brand identity, and you want to ask yourself a few questions. What are your core values and beliefs? My example here is like Dave Ramsey. Like one of his, if you don't know who Dave Ramsey is, he does that whole debt snowball thing. But one of his core beliefs is that, he has the heart of a teacher. He's here to teach you how to do your finances better, how to stay out of debt. So that's kind of a core belief of his. So think about, what it is. What are you trying to accomplish? What are your beliefs? What are you wanting to be a teacher? Are you wanting to share your knowledge? And that's kind of, especially if you're doing YouTube videos, maybe you want to, discuss mental health and stuff like that in a podcast or something. Think of what your values are and what your beliefs, and maybe jot them down, right? Next, you want to look at like, who is your target audience? Obviously if you're someone who's like David Foster, your target audience is those people who want to learn how to create content, how to use the equipment, how to set up streams. It's going to be a wide range of ages, right? Although we seem to get more older people, I would say. I think it's because of David's gray beard and myself.
The age demographic is 35 to 55 is like the biggest demographic.
And then another thing is you want to do is figure out how you're going to make yourself unique from others. Now, remember, and I like what David always says, is like, don't worry about like if others are doing the content, right? Because they're not you. But you do want to, with your brand identity, you can set yourself apart from other content creators in your niche, right? Because we're all content creators. So that's kind of the big niche. But like, maybe you want to focus on cameras as teaching people how to use cameras. Maybe you're a photographer. I have a friend who's a content creator, who's into artificial intelligence. David and I have been, delving into a lot of that lately. We use it a lot in our projects and stuff. And his niche is Mid-Journey art styles, right? He discusses like artistic styles, traditional artistic styles that can be used or pulled out of the Midjourney AI image generator. And I mean, it's great content because he's really kind of focused. He's got a narrow focus on that. So think of a niche of what you want your content to be in. You know,
and I would say don't even do that yet, because the thing is, like, you don't want to, like, when you're first getting ready to do content, you're not going to know your niche right away, right? You're going to have kind of a basic idea of what you want to do, but if you try to hammer into that too much, you're going to get stuck in those weeds as well, and you're going to be thinking,
Certainly.
okay, how far down do I want to go into my niche? Like, you know, they say find a smaller niche, get rich, all this other stuff. Niche, get rich. People call it niche, but it's niche, I think. But anyway,
So-
you don't want to get down in that. So it's like, when you're first coming up with your brand and everything, you want to try to get something out as quickly as possible. So if you look at what Grim and I did, I don't know if you have it, where we made this generic image logo for Creators Den, and it's just a black and white with a gear and with some text on it, you know, right there. So that's what we made as a temporary logo. All right, just to get something out there so that we could get started on the project and get started with what we wanted to do, right? We didn't let that get in the way. We didn't let colors get in the way. We didn't let any of that. So that's kind of what you guys want to do. You want to get in Canva. Let's go in Canva right now. You got that open?
no, but I can open it.
Well, let's open it. Scott loves it like it is. Scott, telling you what, man.
I don't know. Oh, I don't know who that dude is.
So in Canva, if you go up to the right-hand side, they've got a new thing, create.
Create a design.
Yep, create a design. And then if you click, just type in logo in the search bar up there. It's usually up one of the first ones, but if you type
when you click on you click on create design, you can click on logo, and then there's a search bar. You could do logo, but they give you a lot of examples and templates and styles, right? So
yeah, so you can kind of, so I wish am I able to share my screen? Can you see that?
hold on, I think we can.
Let me go. I'm going to add
All right, hold on.
monitor.
We're gonna cut.
That's that.
There you
one.
go.
Okay. All right, because you got like text and everything over there. I'm gonna go to Canva. I'm gonna do a full screen. Okay. So if you click on create a design and then type logo right here, it's gonna bring up logo. I always change this to like a darker color because I hate that bright light shining in my face. And now here are the templates, right? So let's say you're a restaurant, let's say you're you're a food niche or something like that. Come in here and type food, all right, up at the top, and look, it's going to give you all kinds of little things for food, right? Or let's say I was doing one for outdoors. When I wanted to do the Creators Den, I like outdoor stuff, so I just came through here and searched and found something like this, right? That's a nice little logo. Put some. All you got to do then is just change the text to whatever you want. But whatever it is, let's say it's podcast. Here you go. You got podcast logos, right? So just come in here and for some of the stuff, it is free. But like, so when I hover over these, you see the little crown. That means it's pro, right? Pro. But then you've got these right here. This is free. This one's free. So all of these in here are free. So still some cool ones in there for free. I don't know why it's not throwing them up on the screen. There we go. There we go. So, you can find stuff for free and paid. And just think about like your favorite color. Grim, when you're thinking of colors, Grim, do you start off with 2, or do you go ahead and do like how many colors do you suggest starting out off when you're first thinking about?
I always say no more than 3. You can go maybe 4, but I mean, for your logo, you don't want to go any more than maybe 3. It's a tricky question, really. But because basically you want a logo that's going to work on everything and in black and white, in my opinion, and that's what I learned in graphic design school. But
well,
you want to pick
one thing you can do if you have Canva. I don't mean to keep like taking over here, Grim, but if you come into colors and let's see, there's a way right here, plus add palette. You can come in here and Canva will actually help you pick a palette of colors that match. So if you like purple, then you can find like these matches and it's going to say, okay, these colors go really well together. So let's say I like this one right here, I'll click it. It's going to add that whole palette here. So now I can come in here and I can grab that and I can change, that purple to the purple in my new palette, wherever that palette went. You'd have to save the palette, but if you save the palette in your branding, see how we got these brand kits right here? Once you save them, then all of your colors and everything are right in there. So if I select David Foster, all of my colors now are right here.
Just a heads up.
Save that palette.
Just a heads up. Next week I'm going to do a more in-depth on Canva too. So if it goes by fast, don't worry about it.
Yeah. I just want people to get in there and get their logos done and get past all this and get going. So like the fastest way is just to get in there, get it created, whether you do it on Fiverr, whether you do it on Canva, try not to get too caught up in colors and stuff and all these fonts. So when you're thinking about fonts, what do you do with that as well? Because I know there's font pairings. How do you decide how to pair fonts?
That goes back to like the questions. What is your tone? What do you want to convey as your brand identity? Are you kind of whimsical? Are you fun? Are you serious? That's going to determine what kind of font you want to use in your logo. Always try to make it a nice readable font no matter what. But if you like an edgy kind of sci-fi style and you want a sci-fi logo, make sure your logo fits that. You don't want to use like a script font, a handwriting font if you're doing more like a hardcore heavy metal music content, review content. So you want to pick a font that's going to fit the tone, your tone.
Yeah, and the cool thing with Canva is you can, let me come home brand. So you've got this section where you can add your brands, right? So if I click add new, and then let's say we're going to do Creators Den. And now this is going to be a new brand kit. This is where I would add the logo if I had it, which I don't think I do. I don't think I got the logo. Wait, yeah, you sent me the logo. It's in assets somewhere. Anyway, so I would add the logo. I would click here. I would add a color palette. So add palette, do what I said with the colors. We like pink. So would come in here and just I'm not going to use these colors, but just as an example. So I pick this one right here. Okay. Then now all my colors are in there. Neon bikini. That sounds good. Right, Grim?
Oh, I love neon bikinis. I mean,
And then you've got your fonts right here, right? So you're able to choose all of these from all of these fonts that they have in Canva, right? Now, some of them are pro fonts. You can use it for free to make your image, but if you go to export it, it will not let you export that font if you're not a paid member. And Canva is well worth the upgrade. As much as we use it, it is well worth the upgrade. So I do have a link. I don't have it with us. I think it's I can't remember what it is. I think it's geekslife.com. No, I don't even know what it is. Anyway, it gives you 30 days free of Canva Pro. I'll get that link and post it in the community so you guys can see it. But you'll pick your fonts, and then you can also come over here and add new, right? So you can upload a font, but you can also look at so if you, let me see, where's that at? What is that site where it kind of shows you font pairings, Grim? There's a website specifically that's like, hey, these look good together. But what I generally do, if I'm doing one, is I come in and I look for, you know, something bold for the main, something a little bit, you know, that complements that as the secondary. And again, don't get into the weeds of this stuff. It doesn't really matter. Then you can do your heading, your subheading, your body font, quotes, captions, stuff like that. This is new, brand voice. So add brand voice guidelines. I'm not going to worry about that. Photos, graphics, icons, anything that goes with your brand is right here. And this is a cool thing because then whenever I like Grim, I'm like, hey, Grim, you know, I need something for the David Foster brand. Can you go in there? And he can just come over here and boom, hit this. He's got all the logos. He's got all the colors. He's got all the fonts. He's got everything he needs to know what my brand is. And you can actually send this out to people and say, hey, here's our brand guideline. Make sure you follow this, et cetera, in order to, you know, make sure you stay on brand.
You can go to fontpair.co. I linked it in the chat. Also, Canva has a ultimate guide to font pairing you could also look at.
Where's that at?
I posted the link in the chat. YouTube chat. It should be YouTube chat. I can post it. So
font pairing. Here it is. Here's right here. If you search vintage font pairings, so that's nice.
I'll post a lot of the stuff.
I really love about
I'll post this because there's going to be a post kind of discussion feedback thread that I'm going to post some stuff in from today's discussion. So don't worry if you guys don't catch stuff. I'll be sure to post it up on Creators Den there.
But yeah, Canva pretty much makes it push button simple. And then, like I said, you can go to Fiverr, but just like try. And basically what you're doing is you're getting this for your, like, for instance, if I come to my home here, you're just grabbing this stuff for like this right here, my YouTube profile image. I just came in here. I made this as my YouTube profile image and I put it out there, right? Different profile images I have. That's a good one. So, you know, just get in there, make your profile image, make your header image, get it done, get it up there, and then start focusing on, okay, let's do videos. And then we can get into the weeds of font pairings and stuff like that. But it's a lot to get into to just get started. You can go back to you now.
Okay.
If you want.
All right, so those 3 questions I talked about, you can talk. I'm going to post this whole thing, you know, the whole a whole beginner's guide in the Creators Den, so you guys can look at it as you need. But yeah, I mean, your branding is going to include your logo, of course, your color palette. Like as I don't ever really say use any more than 3 colors, 4 at the most. Typography, which David was just going over, font pairing, you know, 2 or 3 fonts at the most that you would want to use, both, you know, for your logo, or, you know, if you're going to have a website or do a website or whatever, you don't want to do more than maybe 3, you know, for all your elements. And then, you know, think about your brand voice, folks. Like, you know, what if you're going to be formal, informal, playful, or serious, you know, and try to pick something that's you, right? Because this is going to be kind of, you know, a representation of you and how you want your brand to sound. Let's see. The biggest thing. Oh, David's not up. I was going to go back to show David's. There we go. The biggest thing, though, and David will totally back me up on this, is be consistent. You know, you can go into Canva and create all your headers for whether it be YouTube, you can do thumbnails, you know, your profile pics, all of that stuff. Maybe you're going to have an Instagram account, all that stuff. You don't have to have all that stuff starting out, but whatever platforms you are going to put content on, carry that branding, those colors, the logo, the fonts across the elements that you're going to use there. Because that makes it recognizable as you, right? And then, engage your audience. Maybe get some feedback from them, ask them how do they like your brand. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say the only problem with that is a lot of people that are doing this don't have an audience yet. You know what I mean? You're not that's what the community is for. The Creators Den, like
right.
Come in. That's like where you want to go to get feedback for stuff like that, is because like a lot of us are just getting, or a lot of you are just getting started, don't have an audience, don't have anybody to get feedback from.
Which is why I was saying earlier that I'm going to be starting kind of a feedback discussion on this, so you can go in our community to do that, to get some feedback on it. But as your audience grows and you want to develop your branding, your audience is going to help you a lot with that too. Because they're in that same, area that you're creating your content on. And you're just going to keep monitoring. Like I said, it's going to evolve. It may, at first it may just, you may be like, that kind of looks like crap, but it's going to evolve. You're going to adjust it over time as you get better at doing things. And hopefully with a lot of feedback from us and the Creators Den, we can help you shape it and give you tips and, suggestions on, maybe what you need to change, or if it looks good, or what you shouldn't change, and what you need,
Well, and Anthony was asking if for examples and stuff, but if you come over to Canva and you go into that font pairing, so if you go to the top and search font pairing,
yeah.
If you're looking for something, you can go to, can you go full screen on my, you see font pairings up here, the font pairing templates up here at the top, and then it's got categories, a category drop down. Just come in here and drop down and look for, kind of what you're looking for. Here's video.
Hold on, let me get back to the full screen on that. Sorry, I didn't realize we we're going to go full screen all the time on the.
Just go to the actual call that I'm in.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking. I gotta go full screen here. So,
how many?
There it is. All right.
Sources do you have in there?
I probably got too many. Of course, can never have enough. Jesus,
1,000.
Can never have enough. I can up to. Up to 1,000.
I chose video 16:9, Anthony, and then it gives, so you can see here, it gives you like just some kind of looks with fonts and stuff here. So just come in here and kind of like search around and see what you can find as far as font pairings, because like we're definitely not experts on that stuff.
I mean, and that's the thing. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to try to emulate things you've seen. And if you can find it in Canvas, that was one of the points I wanted to make was, don't think you have to do things from scratch every time. You could, that's why we weren't going to show you. And that's why David's showing you this, is that, there are tools out there for folks who are not graphic designers to be able to figure this stuff out. So yeah, like David's showing you.
Well, and like in Canva, if I wanted to, so let's say you wanted to do something fun, go up here and type fun logo. Okay. And it's going to come up here with a whole bunch of things. And then you can see these fonts that are on here. You got fun logo. You could do, let's do gaming logo. And it's going to give you all these gamer examples. And you got the fonts in here. So if I click on this and I can customize this template. So I click on customize template, click on this. That is Banger's font, which we actually use. Some did use. And then esports is in Gimunu Libre. So there you've got two fonts that match pretty well together. And then you can grab those and use those in other designs. So I don't know that if you can add them to, doesn't look like you can add them to your brand, but you could.
But yeah, once you find them though, once you know what they are, you could select them outside of it. Yeah, and add them.
Yeah, in the brand guideline.
My only kind of tip on this is like, if you're gonna stream and stuff, don't feel like you need to have like that gamer look, to your streams. If you're gonna stream content, whatever it is,
unless you are a gamer.
Unless you are a gamer, yeah. And I kind of wanted to, I'm gonna be an open book here, like my whole branding, right? My logo is original. My logo is original, but the kind of the colors and everything, because when I got into this game, I was going to do all of my branding original, everything. And, when I got going with David, it's like I was always, busy with stuff. And I ended up just getting like some overlays off of one of the overlay sites. We now kind of, we're going to offer some overlays here at some point, right, David? We're still, that's on, on the book still. Yeah. That we've created, but all of my stuff is, I didn't necessarily make myself, but a lot of the extra branding I do create based off of that. And, even graphic designers sometimes don't have time to like really work on their own branding original. So don't be scared, or don't think that, you can't be original by going to like Canva, or if you find other, avenues or sources of templates for logos and stuff to use in your branding. It's just kind of figuring out a logo that will fit your content, it's a powerful tool, right? Content, branding is a powerful tool to help set you apart. It seems like it's a lot, but just start small, and you'll slowly build that over time. So that was kind of it. That's kind of my spiel, and David kind of did the crash course on Canva. So let's take some questions.
Like going through here and showing you just how quick you can come up with different styles of what you're looking to do. And there, if I wanted a gaming logo, boom, I've got that. I would be like DF Gaming, #1 streamer on streams.
Anthony, look, Canva is a great tool. It is a great tool. But don't expect it to do things like everything that Photoshop does. But it is a good tool to create some great, all kinds of things, from thumbnails to headers to,
it can do
even
what Photoshop
videos.
Does. I made this today. Look at this masterpiece.
Okay.
That is zero Photoshop whatsoever. I made that right here in Canva.
He did make that in Canva. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely not as robust. But it's like, it gets you to where, because here's the thing, like, if you don't have to become a graphic designer, you don't have to become a video editor, you don't have to become all of these things to be a content creator, because that's part of the overwhelm. Part of the overwhelm is thinking, I'm not going to be able to do thumbs, I'm not going to be able to do all this stuff. But that's the thing, like when you find a tool like this, so I can come in here and say, I want a YouTube thumb, type in YouTube, okay, and then it'll have thumbnail right here. And then I just messed that up.
Oh man.
Create design, YouTube, thumb, right here. And here are all these templates over here, right? Or I could say, okay, so let me go back to home on Canva. I'm just on the home page, and let's say I want a thumbnail for what do I want, Grim? What genre?
Coffee.
Coffee. YouTube thumb.
Most anything in Canva will let you change colors. So the big thing to take away here, as David does this, is try to at least pick colors you want to use, from your logo.
And the beauty of, and one of the things like what I'm doing using this, like if you don't know what colors you want, come in here and search and see what looks nice to you.
Right.
You got this one with the blues in it. If you have no idea what colors, this is a great way to find it. So just type in like what you're like. I'm a golfer, golf, YouTube, thumb. I don't know what my colors are. I don't know any of that stuff. I don't know what fonts I want. I come in here and I look and find stuff on golf and be like, okay, well, I'm doing golf. That's kind of a nice green. Those are kind of nice fonts, right? This is kind of nice looking. This font pairing, these colors.
Right. So what David is doing is he's reverse engineering. Basically, it's like he's going to go in and pick a style of something that looks good, and then you could derive your initial branding identity off of that style. What I'm getting at is then you make sure you use that consistently on other things moving forward. Take that thumbnail, and then you can create a header from that thumbnail with those colors, with that font, for your YouTube channel.
Yeah, let's say that this is the one that I want. I like these colors. I like this. This has a little bit of pink in it. So I like this right here. All right. So I'm going to customize this template. So now I'm going to call this thumbnail template. Okay, save it. And then I can edit it. So let's say game review, best game, for women. What the hell?
And that has two colors in it, pink and the blue for the women. You could consider white and black is kind of used in everything. So I don't know.
Yeah,
you would not
look good in here.
You would not necessarily say that the white is part of the color scheme. It would be the pink and the blues.
Now I'm going to look for a girl gamer, right? So going to drag her over here, put her in here. Game review, best gamer, change the website, mybestgamer.com. Probably wouldn't want that on your thumbnail, but it's in here, so we're just going to go with it. I like this purple, but that doesn't match the branding that I did, right? So my branding is like I picked this pink or whatever, so we can make that, the pink that we picked or whatever, or just leave it how it is and use that as one of your colors.
And now we're going back to saying you've already picked your colors, and now you can apply those colors to this thumbnail.
Yeah, well, and if you haven't picked your colors, like if you're like, okay, I like this pink, then you can grab that right here. Right there is your hexadecimal, and then you can come to branding and go to your brand template, whichever one you created for yourself. I don't know how to get there from here, but if I go home, brand, and here's Creator's Den. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab this pink, Command C, Command V, and boom, there's that pink now in my brand, right? So now I'll always have that pink. Then here's this blue. Grab the blue, come to brand, paste the blue. Now I've got that color. And then white, that's, easy enough. So there I've got that. So now I'm going to click share. I'm going to save this as a brand template. Okay. And so if I click on publish, now this is my, if I come to my home page, I've got this template. So if I click it, it's going to say use this template. I can either edit the original or use it. So now, boom, every time I do a thumbnail, I click on that. I name it what my video is. This is this video. And I have that, right? But now let's say, okay, I want this kind of same thing for my YouTube header. I can come up here to Magic Switch and I can say social media, and we want YouTube header. So find YouTube, that right there, YouTube banner, continue.
That's correct, Sage. No matter what you use, try to be consistent with your colors and design.
Yes. And then copy and resize. So it's going to take this image, and now if I open it, it's made it for the size of a YouTube banner. So now I could take the logo that I created. So let's pretend we created a logo. So let me go to uploads, and I'll just grab the Creators Den logo that we made. So we'll pretend we created that, and this is my YouTube channel. So it's creator. Well, we wouldn't do that one. Join creators.
I agree, Mark. The Canva software, it is faster to work with. And I like using it when I have a few other folks that, that I do content with. I'll create a thumbnail in Canva so they can go in and do exactly what Dave is doing here, which is then edit it, and it keeps it consistent. But I use it on the desktop too.
So something like that. Then you've got your YouTube header. I could do that for, if I just come in here and say magic resize, I can resize this to whatever I wanted. So you can pick social media. If it's a TikTok, Facebook, whatever size you need, Twitter post, whatever, it can resize it. And then once it resizes it, you can just move those elements around. So then you would just save it as, it already added YouTube banner on here. So it just makes it so easy to create your template for your brand and then just make all these other images and stuff that you would need in order to post out on social and other places. So that's why I love Canva.
Canva is a great tool. It's a great tool especially if you're somebody who's, not, doesn't have the time to sit there and do a lot of your own graphic design. There's nothing wrong, of course. A lot of people, strictly use that as their tool of choice.
I know I do. It's pretty much all I use at this point.
Yeah, he fired me.
Well, I'm when I do images.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Just he every now and then he does say, "Hey, Graham, can you do this for me?"
But it's fun. It's fun for me. I like to get in and create images. It's like it's relaxing. It's therapeutic.
David is a tinker.
It might not be for you, but
no,
yes,
David is a tinker. He's a tinker. Oh, go back to your camera. But we bounce stuff off each other that way, and he uses Canva. He'll do stuff that he thinks will look good in Canva, and then says, "Hey, can you add a little extra to this?" And then so I put the pickle on the sub sandwich, and then boom, it's nice and graphic-y that way.
And Hide Hollow Hawaii, if you want to use black and white, use black and white.
Yeah.
Totally, it's your brand. I went through a black and white phase. All my streams were black and white. Everything was black and white, except I had one colored logo, but everything was black and white. If you want to do black and white, do black and white.
There was a time I was using black and white, like way back when I first started, when I wasn't going by Grimskull. I was going to use my, it is my real name. I'm just going to say it is my real name. We're just going to go with that. But I was, I was going to go by, use a different logo and title. It was going to be black and white also. There's nothing wrong with that at all. There's nothing wrong with using the bright colors like, David uses. He loves the bright neon stuff. You know?
Yeah. I'm looking Magic Resize. No, Magic Resize is a premium feature. Magic Resize is a premium feature. Who asked that? J.A. Memories. Those with access to ChatGPT 4 can be a good way to get logo ideas if you're good with words. I wouldn't pay for ChatGPT to do this, but if you already have it, well, and that's the thing. Like, AI is already built into Canva too, so you can ask it stuff like that as well. So,
Yep.
you know, it really can be a tool for anything, because you can actually write scripts with it. You can create business cards and have them printed. You can print T-shirts. You can create T-shirts. I mean, there's pretty much nothing design-wise or content creation-wise you cannot do in Canva. You can even edit video in Canva if you wanted to.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
There's
great,
there's
but you can.
there's a way to do that. Yeah, for sure. I think what Jen, what we'll do is like in the discussion in the Creators Den, we'll kind of create it if there's not already one created where folks can post. You know,
Well, there is already. Jen,
That's
all
a-
you got to do is go to the content review section,
There
put
you
your
go.
logo in there, and ask people.
I
That's
figured
what
it was
that's for.
already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we could take a look at it. But yeah, I mean, it seems like a lot, but really it's, you know, it just comes down to, you know, just figuring out a logo, some color schemes, and pick out your fonts. And like David did, it's a good way to start is going to Canva, finding something that looks good to you, and then just, you know, adjusting it to what you need.
Yeah, and it looks like Jen is right. The branding, the brand templates and stuff, that's all a premium feature as well. So you're going to want to get Canva Premium.
Which it's a lot cheaper than Photoshop.
Yeah, because Photoshop is an ongoing for the rest of your. Well, this is ongoing too, but it's not as much as Photoshop
Right.
and not as confusing. If you want to confuse the hell out of yourself, try Photoshop.
Well, that's the thing. Photoshop is it is a tool that has a lot of depth to it. If you're not trying to be a graphic designer, that's not your thing, right? I mean, then Canva is way better because it gives you that inspiration in those designs to get started. And then sooner or later, maybe you like that. What other questions we got out there?
I think Photoshop is dumb. I always tell Grim
Did David sneeze? I think I don't know what he did.
Mark, maybe a CD community for Canva graphics to help teach the den peeps. Well, that's the thing. That's what these streams are for.
Yeah.
Grim's going to be building this stuff for the most part in Canva, so you'll get to watch him do it. This
Yep.
is just an introductory stream to tell you kind of what he's going to be doing. But Thursday, maybe he'll be already working on that stuff for you.
Yeah, that was kind of my plan. If not Thursday, it'll be like next Tuesday. We'll go kind of a good in depth of creating, you know, the YouTube header, a profile pic, you know, a simple logo, and you know, maybe fleshing out the Creators Den logo a bit, with some color and stuff, and going that, and that way it'll give you kind of a quicker, or not a quicker, but a bit slower pace. Really, this was kind of the overview of the branding and what you might start thinking about. But we're gonna post the sheet, you know, a kind of a guide for you in the discussion forum. Look for that tomorrow at some point.
Yeah. So what are you going to do Thursday? Yeah. Yes, you can. Oh, send a ping of the Creators Den logo. I think the one that I uploaded is a PNG. But what are you going to do Thursday?
Thursday, I may work on a few another project, like for you, David, because you know the project we're working on, you know, for Ellie.
I thought the Thursday evening streams were going to be Creators Den.
I was gonna wait till next Tuesday, but I can do that.
Okay.
What do you want me to do, David?
That's probably better. That's probably better.
All right.
That way people can get going.
Okay.
Have to wait a week.
All right.
Get them
Okay.
taking action.
Well, well, hopefully, like I know, a lot of people got things going on. So yeah, Thursday I'll cover it, but of course, they'll have the video because we're going to put these out as videos so that you can go back if you don't catch it Thursday. You'll be able to, go to the site and catch the replay there.
Yeah, and maybe this will motivate Grim to actually start doing some actual like short videos, rather than just
It's true. I mean,
streams.
that was my plan when I started content creation. I wanted to do tutorial videos, and then David came along.
Hey, you can't blame me. You've still been streaming and making content ever since.
This is true. I make Grim does 4-hour live streams instead. I do have a whole library of stuff on this channel that needs to be cut up. Doing that. I hope everybody got something out of this at least. You can any other questions or whatever, just post up on that create.
Mark, more because I can help on the back end of things when people need a little help outside the vids. What are you saying, Mark? I'm sorry, I don't quite understand. The PNG of Creators Den logo, the one that I uploaded to that post is a PNG. I don't know if you can right click and save it. Let me know. And then Wrestling Andy says he always jumps on the Canva Pro free trials, which means you probably have to create a new email address. But here's a trick for you people that might not know this: is if you do use Gmail, if you add your name and then a plus symbol after your name. So you could be like, let's say so my email is david@geekslife.com. I use Google. I can put David plus Canva at Geekslife, or David plus C, David plus A, David plus V, whatever. And it sees it as a new email address, but it goes to the same place. So, technically you probably could, but I wouldn't encourage you to do that too much. But if you're like really, really scrapped and need to do that until you can afford it, maybe do that. But yes, Grim does 4-hour streams. Watch him work, or watch him try to get work done, is what it usually turns out to be.
It's true.
Squirrel.
It's true.
Unicorn Andy, Lori, I like this. This is one of the things I think I needed to work on a bit more of for mine. I do have my colors that I want to use and pictures that I like. And you're welcome, John Simon.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Mark. Yeah. Yep. That's what we want, right?
Mark is saying, I was referring to helping in the chat or community in the CD area. Vids are awesome, but people ask questions make sense. Okay,
right.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what I want to do. I want to kind of start like this, like the branding from scratch, episode 1 discussion, and then folks can ask questions, and Mark, you chime in. Answer questions, ask questions, all that stuff. Very entertaining. We try to be. Any other questions?
So yeah, I just want to reiterate one more time. Like, there's so many things, you guys, when you're trying to become a new content creator, there's so many things you're gonna feel like you got to get in the weeds about. A lot of things that are overwhelming and they're stopping you from getting going. You need a logo, you need this, you need a camera, you need this. Like, stop worrying about that stuff. Like there are literally YouTube channels out there right now that have million subscribers that use their phone. They use this right here, their device that's already in their hand. You can write scripts on this thing. You can take pictures for thumbnails. You can create thumbnails for Canva on your phone. It's not ideal, but like, you have the tool. If you want it bad enough, you already have the tool in your hand right here that can do every single aspect of content creation. Even if you wanted to record a podcast, these things record good enough audio that you could record a full-on podcast right here on this device. So everything else is just a bonus what you can get past this. So stop thinking you have to have all this stuff. Stop thinking you need to have the perfect logo. You have to have the perfect video. It has to be edited perfectly. Stop thinking about that stuff and just think you already have the tool. Now just use the community to flesh out what you want to do, and then along the way, the way that I did it is over time I've built my studio, and I guarantee you, when I had the studio that I had back at Live Streaming Pros, we were well in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, but that was over a course of like 10 years. Right. So you're not going to get it all right now. You're not going to jump in and have everything you need right away. Take your time. Just get in there. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed. If you start to feel overwhelmed, come in and ask the community, what should I do? I feel overwhelmed. Don't let yourself get there. Just start focusing on what you got to do to start making content.
And that was the 3 tips. I'm just going to follow up with David. That was the 3 tips I was going to try to leave with you. It says, don't try to be perfect. Your brand's going to evolve. Even if it doesn't look perfect at first, it's like, oh my God, it's going to evolve. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. I know David's stuff looks really great. I get it. Mine sort of does. It looks, we got snazzy logos and all that stuff, but that's what David has me for, because we're a larger company. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses.
Right. That's why I always say, do as I say, not as I do.
It says that a lot.
As I'm teaching content creation, do as I say, not as I do, because you and that goes with any other bigger creator that you watch. Aspire to be like them for sure, but don't wait until you are like them to put something out. And that's what a lot of people do. If I can't put out the quality Peter McKinnon, if I can't put out the quality that Marquez Brownlee's putting out, I'm not going to put anything out. That's the problem. Get
the basics down. All right. Then you can add as you grow. And like the third one, again, and David was, really hot on trying to show you the template stuff. Don't be afraid to use templates as your starting point. Don't let this keep you from starting to create content. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I started using like I still will sometimes go in and start with a template in Canva. But for the most part, now that I have kind of my eye, the way that I like things, I can go in and create a template from scratch. But when I first started out, I just used templates because they were there and I just edited them. Just like I can draw, but what I could always do a lot better than draw was shading. So I would have other people draw things and then I would go in and shade what they drew because I could add to what they did. It's like basically the same thing. I'm taking a template. The Sage is asking, should your logo colors be based on your studio colors? No. The thing is, like, your studio, like, that's another thing. Like, don't try to get into those things because if you're not, you want to use colors you're going to be happy with. If you're not happy with your studio colors or whatever, then no. But studio colors can change. For sure. I love the pink and neon blue and stuff and all that. So look at my colors. I do that now because I have lights that I can change colors to whatever color I want. And I match my colors to my branding. But don't think that you have to, like, if somebody's going to watch your video and they're going to be like, oh my God, their logo doesn't match their background, I'm out of here. Not going to happen. So don't worry about that stuff. That's just more weeds to get into.
And the thing about it, it's in Canva. I'll go over more of this on Thursday, especially, and we're not going to get into color theory and stuff, but figure out what colors you like, what a color you like, and then you're going to figure out 2 additional colors that complement that color.
That's what we're trying to do is we're not trying, like, we don't want to help you guys be experts in graphic design. We don't want to help you be branding experts. What we want to do is we want to help you guys get past it. Get something that's going until you get to the point where you can hire an expert to take your brand to the next level. Gary, yes, this is an iPhone. So
Hans. Hello, sir. What's happening? Good to see you. Lori, logo should represent your theme. Harris
Heller tomorrow?
Say what? You're going to see
Allison. I'm not going to be Harris Heller tomorrow. Are you reading the comments way down at the bottom already?
Probably.
We're still way up at the top, man.
God dang. Guys are slow.
Peak Views SIO, love the show. Check out Peak Views for 10-time viewership growth. Are you Peak View? Are you the one that's botting our stream with views from X? Because if that's the case, that's shitty. Stop it. Don't view bot. We're not into it. We don't care about views.
My car doesn't have a warranty, so I don't know why you're coming in here with that whole, talking to me about my car warranty.
Wait, who's talking about your warranty?
Peak Views, that's kind of what I equate those two.
Yeah. It was said that David changes directions as often as changing his underwear. No, I actually change branding more than I change my underwear, unfortunately. Don't walk behind me. That's all I'm going to say.
Or in front of them in Helldivers.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Jan, I literally do all of my crafting in my bedroom. Tiny house life. Yeah, but I've seen so many cool bedroom studios. This is my living room. My other studio is up in a bedroom, literally. Like,
yeah.
People have beds in the background. That does not matter. You guys have to remember, people do not care about that shit. They're there more to connect with you. They don't give a shit about what you have in your background. They don't give a shit what your logo color is. This is just something for you to be proud of, for your brand to get started. It doesn't matter really what people are going to think about it, because they're not going to think about it.
Right.
They'll start to recognize it and they'll start to like it, but at first, it doesn't matter. You could be like Tom Buck and use that blue in everything. No. I love his colors, but no. What's up, Hans?
Let's see.
Yeah, just don't have a bed with a dead body on it in the background. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Animal or human.
I mean, there is something to say. Yeah, with your studio, that Dave can go over all of this stuff, late on down the line here. But just remember, like, especially if you're doing videos, you're going to sit in front of a camera, or streaming or whatever you do. We got to drag out that one video, David, the one commercial where look, David's here. He just turned on his light. Most people, all they're going to see is what's within this, this rectangle box right here. Right. So,
yeah, the commercial was this guy had, his wife was gone and she called home and she's like, how is everything? And he's like, everything's perfectly fine. The kids are fine. Everybody was fine. And then after the call ended, it kind of panned out and he had cleaned a perfect square on the wall where the camera was showing, and then there was like spaghetti sauce and all kinds of shit all over the walls. It was one of the most funny commercials.
It was a mess. It was funny. That was funny. And try not to make your logos look too phallic, unless you're doing OnlyFans.
Amazon, I mean, their logo's very phallic.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a penis. The Amazon logo is a penis. I'm telling you.
Some people see what they want to see.
Nope, I'm going to show you. You guys look at this logo and you tell me this is not a penis. Come on, open full screen. Come on. All right. Tell me that is not a penis.
I mean, now that you say, there is the power of suggestion, but
his rocket was shaped like a penis. The logo's got a penis.
Well, the rocket definitely was shaped like a penis. I'm just saying.
So, okay. Well, then at most one penis per logo, Alex said. So I could agree with that. And anyway, 2 penises is too much anyway.
Yeah.
Pineapple is a feminine fruit. I have it on my pizza. I don't think it's that feminine. Damn you, I can't unsee that now. Sorry, Mark.
No, Mark, I'm telling you, we can't have nice things here.
And Lori sees it now.
No sword fighting in the
David
logo.
needs a girlfriend. I really do. I really do. I do need a girlfriend.
Yes, he does.
I've been getting into trouble making music, playing Helldivers every day. So it's a lowercase a, Jackie. That is.
I don't think you're looking in the right place.
Yeah, we're not talking about the letter, Jackie. Now, come on, play along.
Maybe she's trying to redeem us. That's the thing. She's trying to get this back on track. Any more questions? Come on.
Hi, girl. Pizza is so clingy today. You want up here? Come on. Come here. Come on.
Again, I got into doing graphic design because because the World Wide Web, and I was in advertising for a bit, and then did freelance graphic design, web design, and then this when the pandemic happened, I was like, let me do some streaming. This thing streaming, and I was wearing glasses, and I was setting up my lights, and I was like, damn, this glare on my lights. So I was like, man, certainly somebody can tell me what's the best way to set up my lights. And so I searched on YouTube. I found this kind of arrogant dude with white glasses that had a video on, you should set your lights higher an angle so they're not staring right at you. And it worked. I loved it. And that's the only video I ever watched of him until I was watching Twitch at work, and I saw this dude with white glasses. Says, hey, that's that dude. And then I've been stalking him ever since.
Yep. I can't get rid of him now.
'Tis true.
Adam, take pizza for walks. Use that energy up. Yeah, we went outside and played ball today. What's so funny is like she had to go out during the show, and so of course I'm out there letting her out, and then she wants to play. So then she's like running around the yard, grabbing the ball and stuff. I'm like, I can't play right now. I got to go back in. But nope, I had to play with her.
Yep.
Fortunately, there was like a 23-minute interview. So.
All right. So all of this is a conversation that, we don't have to keep going on stream doing it because, we have this fabulous thing called the Creators Den, and you guys are along for the ride. So if you think of anything, let's post it. I'm gonna try to be active in there and dedicate some time every day to trying to going in there, but I'll try to get around to answering questions and stuff like that. And yes, Thursday I will do a little bit of a Canva, a little more in-depth Canva stuff. Again, I'm not like the biggest expert at Canva because I'm a Photoshop guy, but I know enough to keep David happy.
Yes. Jen says she's been cyber stalking me since Morning Invest. Nice. Yeah,
here's a funny story, David. That's what I want to tell folks is that I know, right? It's fucking long-winded, dude. Son of God.
That was loud, wasn't it?
Damn it! My sound effects are all in the other. Oh shit. Anyway, yeah. So I'm watching David. When I worked at the TV station, I would watch David, and then I would go talk to one of my coworkers, and he would watch this show called Morning Invest with Clayton, right? And I remember Clayton from the Fox News days, and I always liked Clayton. Yeah, look at him wipe his face like it's boring. He's heard this story 1,000 times.
My eyes are.
And I hadn't heard that. I'd never heard you mention Morning Invest, David, when I was watching, when I started watching you, on Twitch, when in the Impartial Geek days. And so I walked in and Clayton was talking. All of a sudden I heard this familiar voice start talking. I was like, who is that guy? David Foster? And my coworker said, yeah, he produces for him. I said, I was just watching him just a few minutes ago over on Twitch. I said, I'm in this group, learning how to do content creation and stuff. And yeah, that was just kind of funny. Sorry. Funny story.
That's funny.
The end.
Scott is sending me a message. Scott, that's creatorsden.com. You got to go to m.creatorsden.com. Dude. If you're still here.
All right, I'm going to take time. Thank you guys, all you guys, for tuning in, and hopefully, this is kind of the jumping off point to more of this stuff to help you guys along your journey. Again, I'm on that journey with you. I've been on it for a while. There's a lot of us in here from a few years back. Hey, what's up, Mojo? We've been on this content creation journey together and been learning a lot from David and from each other. And we're looking forward to sharing that knowledge and learning from you guys also. So thanks for tuning in. David, any last words, any parting shots?
No, just pay attention to the community and get involved. Ask if you need, like Jen, if you need your logo looked at, posted in there. If you guys have questions, there's a discussion area, there's content review area, there's a feedback area. So yeah. So don't and again, if I start getting in the weeds, folks, don't worry. Don't get frustrated that you need to be perfect right off the bat. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight, David. Thanks for letting me use the platform. Give me the keys to the car. So that I mean, I kind of back seat drove for a little bit.
You did, but that's okay. I mean,
yeah.
That's how we work. That's how we roll here.
Yeah.
At the Creators Den.
Yeah.
So, all right, folks, have a good one, and we'll see you in the chats.
Going to dive.
Yep. Democracy.